But I love coming to London and hanging out here. I ride the tube constantly, and I'm always aware of all the dangers on the tube. Anything could go wrong. So there's so many hazards to your health when you ride the underground. I mean, you could back out backwards, slowly bent over like this, and the doors could crush your head. It could happen. You could be standing inside the carriage on one roller skate, holding one foot up, and then the train starts. You could slide backward and go over that metal bar and smart your back. Or the train could just start too fast, and one of them little mini punching bag things could just get you in the head, bam, boop, right there. But they don't care. They don't warn you about that stuff because they only care about one thing. The underground is completely obsessed with the Gap. The way they go on about it, you would think the Gap was like the leading cause of death in the UK. I expected to walk out of the tube station and see like the Gap Trauma Center. 24-hour Gap emergency relief. I mean, every 10 feet on the platform, big, huge Sesame Street letters, mind the gap, mind the gap, mind the gap. Lit up signs, mind the gap. And a recorded announcement every 3 or 4 seconds, mind the gap, mind the gap. And then as if that was enough, they break out with a little live action in between the recording. Mind the gap, mind the gap, mind the gap. The mind the gap dancers on the platform, mind that gap, you crazy cat. They're kind of new, okay? Has anyone here ever fallen in the Gap? Have you heard of anyone falling in the Gap? That's how big the damn Gap is. In order to fall in the Gap, you would have to have a severe eating disorder, coupled with a severe walking disorder. You would have to walk like this. David Copperfield couldn't fall in the Gap for a TV special. And then they always say, mind the gap. That's the phrase they stuck with at the meeting. They said, what are we going to say? Look out for the gap. Hey, there's a gap. No, mind the gap. But the funny thing is, I don't mind the gap. I like the gap. The Gap's there for a reason. If somebody falls in the Gap, it's not a tragic accident. It's a clear-cut case of natural selection. Because if you cannot safely negotiate your way across the Gap, the outside world is far too dangerous a place for you. And you've been a wonderful audience. Good night. Thank you very much.
There we go, Circa!